Now let me invite Shrikant Katkam on stage. Shrikant is a heartfulness practitioner and trainer for 25 years. Ardent student of Bhagavad Gita, he has a deep understanding of scriptures from Hinduism and Christianity. Shrikant conducted several heartfulness workshops and training sessions across the country. By profession, he is an information and cloud technologist. I request Shrikant to share his wisdom and his journey with heartfulness. Shrikant.
Thank you. Good morning to all of you. And it's wonderful to see all the learned audience, so many people. And I feel very humbled to speak in front of you. And also, I should thank the temple administration for giving us this facility. And on Saturday we do meet at 9 a.m. Monica is going to announce it again, we can get all the details. And on Sunday we meet at in the university. And thank you Brahmaji for all your support and guidance. I really appreciate it. Alright, so let's get into the topic. Enter the realm of omniscience. Big word. I don't think anyone can understand what that omniscience is. But let's make a simple effort today to go through it. This journey of inner peace, inner connection, inner tranquility, inner essence, to be precise. Alright, interesting slide. Probably this is going to be my theme of my presentation today. And as you can see from the slide, my talk is not going to be what I should say, a conventional talk. How many of you agree with that person who is saying, darkness, go away before I can turn on the light? How many of you agree? All right, one exception. And everyone disagrees? Right, very wise, enlightened people. And how many of you have seen me for the first time? That's pretty much everybody. I'm not very famous after all, right? Alright, so darkness, go away before I can turn on the light. It's a very common sense thing. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? That you turn on the light and darkness goes away by itself. No-brainer. But why am I talking about it? And when it comes to spirituality and religion, devotion, we exactly think the opposite. We think I have to become pure before I can invite the Lord into my heart. We think we have to become totally desireless, some ideal situation we think before I can turn on to the God. Divine, the essence within. Without me becoming something, it is not accessible. The inner light is not accessible. That's how we kind of got trained mentally somehow. But it is exactly the opposite. You bring in the light, all the lower faculties will drop. You connect with that higher essence within, close your eyes, all our lower tendencies will drop automatically. And where is this essence? It is within me all the time. Since my childhood, in my adulthood, even after my death, it is there with you. So the question is then, why spirituality, why meditation, why religion, why devotion, why bhakti? It is because it is with me, but my attention is not there. I'm not turning on the switch, my hand is on the switch, but I'm not turning on it. thinking that all the darkness should go away. I should become perfect before I can turn on the light. See how, the paradox here. Our training is different. It's not the training. It's basically we interpreted it differently. All the scriptures are saying the same, bring the light in. But what are we doing instead? Doing it reverse. I'll draw your attention to Jesus' story. This is, I kind of got moved a little bit when I read this in the Bible. The Satan, the devil, appears in front of Jesus and says, I'll offer you all the dominion over the earth. Everything, all the kingdom. Come beside me, come towards me. And what was the response? He says, my Father in heaven is my kingdom. My kingdom is not this. When I read this, I got a little angry over the devil. The devil did not offer me any dominion over the earth. It offered me, your wife is going to listen to you if you come inside me. Or your boss is going to listen to you. Very silly things. It's because of our approach towards life. Our aim is at very, very, very small things, and we are caught up in it. And because we are caught up in it, we are not turning on that switch. Even we forgot there is a switch to turn on. So this is where the meditation comes in. If you see in Gita, the entire chapter is dedicated to the Dhyana Yoga, 6th chapter. Time and again, the Lord is reminding you that meditate on me. Who is this me? Who is He asking you to meditate on? That essence within you already, it is always there, omniscient, omnipresent. It's eternal. It's there all the time with you. Now it is my time to connect, meditate on it. So what do you meditate on? Meditate on that essence. And then we close our eyes, and what do we complain about? We complain about thoughts. I have lots of thoughts. So today I want to clarify one thing here. So imagine a pilot takes off the flight and is going over the interstate, I-4. All of you know I-4. There's always traffic on the road. Always heavy traffic. If you go in the work time, it's always jammed. Now the pilot is looking at the traffic. There is traffic. Should I slow down? So what do you say? The pilot should slow down for the traffic on the interstate I-4 when he's flying? No brainer, right? He should not. Why? Because he's in a different dimension. The flight is in a different dimension. Traffic is in a different dimension. So, there is a signal, traffic signal, red. Should the pilot stop the flight? No. So in meditation, once I close my eyes, when I say I'm connecting with this divine essence within me, I've already taken off. I'm in a different dimension. Now thoughts which are arising is my mental activity, which is in a different dimension. So what should I do? I'm already taken off. Should I slow down for the traffic, the mental traffic? Should that mental traffic disturb me? Has it anything to do with my flight, which is in a different dimension? So just like that pilot looking at the traffic on I-4, we are also looking at our mental traffic from a meditative state. So why should it bother me? Right? See, we are always looking the opposite. We are not realizing that we have taken off. the ground. We have gone into a different dimension. So my focus should shift to this different dimension and observe and absorb. Just pay attention. This is what in our scriptures say, become a witness to what's happening. A witness never controls a situation. A witness just absorbs what's happening there. And slowly this witness shifts to what we are meditating on. What are we meditating on? The light within, the divine essence within. And it must expel all our darkness. Don't you think? So when I was preparing this slide, I just put some slide, these are the pointers for me so that I can stay on track. Otherwise, I'll go off track. A lot of people who hear me will tell you how far I can go. So these are slides for me. Anyways, so when I did this slide, I had another picture. A guy standing in a dark room. And when I showed it to my wife, she said, it looks like some ghost or a thief standing in the room. Change it, please. Okay? See, we are conditioned by our impressions from the past. We only see what we like to see based on the impressions. Now I'm going to the next slide. So we are victims of hijacked awareness. Why is our awareness hijacked? In the Yoga Sutra, Patanjali says, Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Chitta. Chitta is the mental activity. Chit is the consciousness. Chitta is the emotional burden over the consciousness. Chitta Vritti Nirodha means, again, the moment we read this, we are again exactly going back to the same statement. Darkness go away before I can bring the light. Oh, I have to control my thoughts. I have to become thoughtless. And it's a very difficult thing. I don't think anyone has done it. I often wondered when these gurus, the teachers, what we call in a heartfulness meditation, the masters, or, the enlightened people, when they go into meditation, I always assumed that they'll not have any thoughts. They'll be in a blank screen when they go into meditation. And every time, I heard from them, after the meditation, if they had to give a talk, they say, in my meditation, I had this thought. That's how they start the talk. Then I was wondering, why are they thinking in meditation when they are supposed to be meditating? Correct? So you see, thoughts are a mental activity. Somehow, it's something from the deeper consciousness, something is prompting as a vibration, and it is absorbed by this mind. It is interpreted by this mind as a thought. And it is always happening. So when I'm meditating, should I say my heart should stop? All my organs should stop? Why the mind should stop? I don't see any reason why it should stop. Okay, it stopped. I became thoughtless. Okay, what is the benefit? Right? So I would like to, share one lady. It's a long time back, almost 15, 16 years. When I was putting this presentation, I remember that she came for meditation for the first time. I asked her, why do you want to meditate? She said, there's a lot going in my life. So I asked her, when this lot started in your life? She said, 1 year back. So I said, that means before 1 year, you must be at peace? No, there is something else. Okay. So like that we tracked back. All the way to her elementary school. She was in late 50s when she came. All the way back to her elementary school. Something was going on. No peace. So I told her, ma'am, let me tell you a secret. Peace is denied for human beings. Peace is denied. Why? Same thing. That something else which is happening, situation happening in my life, it goes away from my mind. I am at peace. That's what we are thinking. We are not asking for peace. We are asking for something else. We never asked for peace. We never asked for God. We never asked to connect with the divine essence. We only want to tackle the situations of our life. If those situations are tackled, if I'm in full control, and that's why we like all these movie heroes, because they seem to be in full control. They can beat anybody, right? And we admire them. So we are looking for power, whereas divine is not power, no power, right? So we must bring in that light. We must think about peace, not about the problems to get rid of. They will be there whether we like it or not. Everyone, the rich will have the problems, the poor will have the problems, the saints will have the problems. It is given. But if I know what peace is, then I can be at peace. If I seek peace only, then I can be at peace. If I want to get rid of the problems to be at peace, there is no peace. It's denied. Think about it. So what is that picture in there with the elephant tied to a chair? And this is, actually I got this picture from this book, Spiritual Anatomy. I'm going to draw to you guys to this book during my talk. Wonderful book. It's a journey. This is not a book to read, just read. If you want to just read a book, this is not the book. This is a book for us to follow, implement all the techniques, methods, steps given in this book. To realize this omniscience being within, to bring this light into our life, for our own well-being, to be at peace and harmony. This is the book to guide you. This is the book to take you through the steps of this journey. Alright? Next. Oh, I need to talk about the elephant. So elephant, when it's a baby, it's tied with a big chain to something solid where it cannot pull itself out. And slowly it gets conditioned. If I'm tied with a chain, I cannot move. Now you tie this elephant to a small chair where it can just kick it off. It still doesn't move, thinking that it is fine. So we are conditioned. This conditioning is called impressions. And today how we behave, all our attitudes, character, situations in life, everything is manifested from this condition. We lose that freedom because we are conditioned. So you can read a technique from this book, what is called cleaning, rejuvenation. How to do it, how to get rid of this conditioned mind to make it free, this conditioned awareness which is hijacked, how to make it free. That's the idea of what is called the technique, method, rejuvenation technique. Sometimes it's called the cleaning technique to get rid of all these impressions. And now you can question me, you just said turn on the light, everything will go away. Now you are suggesting the cleaning technique. Now you are trying to make us get rid of something. But if we understand the technique correctly, we bring in this essence into our whole being so that it can push out all the impressions. Alright. And we are also conditioned by our emotions. Hope I'm doing good at the time, right? We are also conditioned by our emotions. There's a good story to narrate. Tulsidas, Ramcharitmanas, he wrote in his book that all the flowers in the garden of Lanka where Sita was kept, Ashok Vatika, all the flowers were in white. The Hanuman was disguised, being a Rama Bhakta, devotee of Rama. He disguised himself as a human and listening to that narration. And he objects to Tulsidas. No, the flowers in Lanka garden are not white, they are red. And Tulsidas says, no, they are white. And then Hanuman has to reveal himself here. I am the Hanuman, who have been there in person, and they are red. And Tulsidas says, I don't care whether you have been there or not, they are still white. I am not changing it. So then they have to basically take this to Lord Rama. And Rama says, Hanuman, Tulsi is right, Tulsidas is right. They are white. You are conditioned by your anger towards all the demons present over there. And they are appearing to you as red. See, we are also, whatever we perceive, we think that it is real, because that is what comes to our awareness. But there is a real side of it. We can only see it when we go above our conditioned mind. And all these conditions, all the opposites, dvandvas you see in your life, happiness, sadness, joy, depression, anger, calmness, love, hate, all these opposites you observe, they are all what is called, when you read this book you'll understand, is a heart region or Pinda Pradesh. Pinda is basically referring to a bodily, the body, mind and intelligence put together. So, but with this body, mind, intelligence have to be tuned for this higher divine essence. And the techniques we follow in heartfulness kind of tune this body, mind, intelligence, what is heart region. And slowly we transcend, because we cannot be attached with this body all the time mentally. We have to transcend something into higher state. Okay, I'll finish it. We only see the world from our perspective. I'll give you a story. A guy thinks he's a rat, he's a mouse. And he's afraid the cat would come and eat him. Then he goes to a psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist tells, every time you think you are a rat, tell yourself you are not a rat, you are a man. Come back after 3 months. So he comes back after 3 months and he tells the doc, now I know that I am a man, I am not a rat. He says, congratulations, wonderful, the trick worked. And then the man asks, I know that I am not a rat, I am a man, but how does the cat know that I am a man? Right? How does the cat know I am a man? So, what's happening is these are all our mental projections about what would the other side is thinking about. We are always looking it from our perspective what the other side is. Kabir said it beautifully. He said, if you become a devotee of the God, thinking that this is what the God would think about me, the god becomes a devil for you. He will become a Rudra and destroy you. Very profound statement. It's all our mental projections about what it is. Rather, going to that higher state, you can never know the other side. But when my consciousness merges with that higher consciousness, then there is no other side. I'm still on my side. But now I'm with that conscious state. So this mental conscious state has to evolve into something, what is called the mind region. And this is where the real drawing of the essence start to begin. Right? And again, you can read the mind region and this book and follow the instructions. It will guide you with a very simple language, more simpler than what I'm putting it out here. Very simple, easy to understand and easy to follow. Again, this is not a book to read, but to follow. Right? One last point, devotion. We all are devoted to something or other. Whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's religion, whether it's spirituality. A devotion is a very natural phenomenon of a being. And it's easy because it's natural. But Vivekananda said a very profound statement when I read this in my 10th grade, and it still stayed with me. And this is one of the reasons I actually started exploring meditations. And I tried different meditation systems. He said devotion at the lowest leads to fanaticism. Why? Because of the same reason. We are projecting ourselves to the other side without being at that state. So what happens? Our mental projections get solidified. Then we say this is the truth. Then the mind stops exploring the truth because you already know it. So it is very essential to evolve from this state. The same devotion, but it refines. The same emotion, but it refines. So this is when we enter into this mental realm, mind region, what is called. Then I tend to identify with thou. Thou art. I am that. So when we talk about identities, right? See, again, this is another biggest misunderstanding from the scriptures. When I say I have to lose my identity, that means I am negating. But spirituality doesn't say that. It is not about negation. It is about elevation. It is about becoming one with it. As I become one with it, the lower tendencies, the I amness, the ego refines more and more and drops. So my identity with that elevates, expands, not because of negating the self. It is because embracing that thou, higher self. And this is what happens when we reach this mental region, mind region. Slowly, we tend to merge, my consciousness tend to merge with that higher essence. That is what we call yoga, but yoga happens as we progress. Right? Then finally, my last slide, pointing to the Chandogya Upanishad, in which one sees nothing else. Sanskrit language is easy, at least for the people who are from the Indian origin, they can easily understand. Yatra na anya pashyati, na anya, another. That who does not see anything else, hears nothing else. Na anya shochati, na anya janati, that knows nothing. Is Bhuma. This is the highest state where my consciousness is totally immersed into that, which is omniscient, which is omnipresent. Omniscient cannot identify. It is there in everything. It is there in the sin, it is there in virtue. If you say there is sin in me, there is sin in God, because without that godly presence within me, without that Chaitanya Shakti, the power of consciousness, I won't be acting on anything, whether I do it right or wrong. But that discernment happens because of my enhanced consciousness. What is right, what is noble, what is not correct. So that enhancement of the consciousness lifts me up from a human state into the divine state, where all become one, we all become one merged consciousness. Then it's total harmony, total balance, and total, purpose of the life is completed, fulfilled. And that's what we are working on here in Heartfulness. So please take this book, follow it, embrace it for your own wellness and wellness of this world, and it affects everything surrounding you, your family, your neighbors, your community, and that's what we are striving for, and that's the objective of the Heartfulness. So welcome all of you.
Thank you, Shrikant. What an incredibly insightful talk. I hope it clarified any misconceptions around approaching the path of spirituality.